I am Gray Armstrong, aka DJ. I have been with Tressa for 15 years. 6 of those years, or excuse me, I have not. I've been a hairdresser for 15 years. I have been with Tressa for 8. About 5 to 6 of those years as an educator, and then I became an associate designer, and now I'm a designer for the color company. Tressa was founded in 1969 by Connie Baird, and she still runs her company every single day. She gets in her little car, she drives to work in Cincinnati, Ohio, and she works and then goes home. Every day. Yes, at 8 years old.
Was she a hairdresser?
Actually, she was not. She loved hair. She founded this company based on a perming system. We have a great perming system, and the difference between our perming system and everyone else's perming system is because it's patented for one reason. It replaces the salt bond that other perms don't inside the neutralizer. So when you have a client come in and they are, let's say they want hair color and perm the same day, and you're like, oh, we can't do that. Well, you can with Tressa because it replaces the bond that allows you to do that, and that's the salt bond. So that's what set us apart from any other company to begin with, which inevitably is a great way to start out a business, because then you find something that great and you hang on to it and you're bound to be success.
It's the only company that does that?
That's the only company because it's patented.
Oh.
Yes, the neutralizer is patented and no one else has it. So, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Most people really don't know a whole lot about Tressa, and it's a shame because we are based solely on education. We love education. We love doing this kind of stuff. I love this classroom setting. I have been on stage for 4 years now, and I still love to do this because I love to share knowledge and I love to share what I believe in. All right, so if you'll find the Colourage hair pad, which I should have got some for myself, which looks like this. This is our Colourage Permanent Gel Color. There's 61 shades of color, plus a blonding booster, plus a clear, and plus 4 concentrates. And what I mean by 4 concentrates, you have a blue, a red, a yellow, and a violet. So just in case you have those little extra clients who maybe need a little bit push for, let's say, a little more platinum-y, and you need to add a little bit more violet to your high lift, you can add 1/8 an ounce of a booster just to give it that little lift. Now, as far as, I know this is a independent contract salon, right? You're all booth renters here? Okay. So for you guys, even if they weren't, this would be a great system for you to have. I know James.
And that's always something I'm open to, you know.
As far as commission?
Yeah.
If you're interested, I know earlier you said that you were going to open up your own salon this coming up year. Well, this is a good thing for you because if you're a commission salon, this will save you a lot of money. Because our ratio is a 2-to-1 ratio in Colourage. Meaning you mix 2 ounces of developer to 1 ounce of color. If you want more of an iridescent color, you will do the 2-to-1 and it'll save you a ton of money, especially if you have a commission salon. Or if you're a booth renter, guess what? It saves you a lot of money. And if you want more of an opaque color, you can always double the pigment. So.
Can I ask you a question? So, on the color chart, if it's a level 8, you're going to do the 2 parts of developer to the 1 part color.
Correct. If you want more of an iridescent color.
If I'm used to my
opaque colors.
And I have a level 8 that I normally use on somebody, I go down to the 7, or do I stay at the 8 and do equal parts?
You stay at the 8 and do equal parts.
Okay.
Unless, because you know color lines have different level systems. So we suggest that you actually take the swatch and match the color up.
Okay.
Because if you're using let's say you're using Kenra. Kenra is a European and it's a cream base. Most cream bases are going to be what? A shade darker, always.
And that's what my cream base is.
Right. It's a European color. So your level system is going to be a little darker. So let's say we're using a level 8 in Kenra, and you're going to want to go to something in Tressa. So make sure that you do go down a level because ours is American system level. It's not European.
So even if I do the double if I do equal parts of developer and color,
Mhm.
it's not gonna be the level 8.
Correct. No, because ours is an American level system. Theirs is a European.
Okay, so when I'm using my American line and on level 8, I'm gonna do 2 parts of developer, 1 part color.
hmm
And when I'm using my cream line, I'm gonna go down to a 7 and use equal developer and color.
No, you got it backwards.
Okay,
Okay, so let's say we have Kenra and we're using the 8N on everybody.
mhm,
Okay, that's our cream. That's European.
mhm,
Okay, Tressa is American.
mhm.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go and compare the swatches, and our swatches are pretty much going to be at a 7 because an American is always going to be a level darker. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like if we're using a level 8, then Tressa is going to be a level 7.
And it's gonna be 2 parts developer and 1 part color.
Even still, the only reason you're going to mix 2 to 1 or 1 to 1 ratio is if you want a more opaque color.
Okay.
If you want it so you can't really see through it, you want that hollowness, as you would say, that iridescent. So you get that shimmer and shine of a multi-dimension color,
Mhm.
then you do the 2 to 1. If you want less of that, do the 1 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
Opaque.
But still drop it 1 level down.
Correct.
If I'm going on my cream.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Bombard you with questions.
No, that's fine. No, that's what I'm here for.
Scruples, I have been using like 10 volume with this concealed gray, and it has been covering the gray. Do you guys have something like that? Can I cover gray with 10 volume, or do I have to use?
You can cover. Oh wow.
And
where
the
is-
Tressa's back there. Did you get the Tressa?
No, you want the Tressa?
Yes, I do. Please.
See, I use all of those systems. That's why for me, it's like
Right.
I do cream and I do gel. I do cream and I do gel. I do cream and gel all day long.
Oh Lord, you're gonna love this. Okay.
Maybe you should pull up a chair.
Yeah, I probably should have a little more intimate setting here. Okay, our color line, you have neutral series, or natural. You have ash. You have a double ash.
Oh,
You have a gold line.
I like that.
You have a beige. And then you flip it over, and then you have a copper gold. Then you have an RB, which is a red brown. Then you have the red series. And then you have the specialty red series, which is going to be your more red auburns and your red mahoganies and all that. So when you're looking at this level system, there is,
The big red book would be good.
this is the permanent line,
It's our
correct?
cream line.
Okay. So,
Can I hold that?
yes,
Well,
please.
it's not ours anymore, is it?
And y'all can pass that
Uh-huh.
around. Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
Oh.
See, this is what I suggest.
Well, how
Whenever
about-
I am in a salon and I am converting, I always say, take the neutral series out. Because that is our go-to series, correct? Like anything, this is our natural level finder with any kind of color series. Could you flip that over for me, please?
Oh,
Sarah?
yeah, I'm sorry.
Just flip it over. All right, so I'm going to compare a level 5 because that's my, that's medium background. So if you look at level 5 in this European line and you look at level 5 here, what's going on? You're fine. It's darker. Right.
Which one's darker?
Which one's your?
Which one is Scruples is darker?
Okay.
Because it's the European line.
Okay.
So our level 6 would actually be closer to,
The 7.
wow, 7.
Right, in which the high definition, which is the blue line,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Are you done?
that's the American line. So that one is gonna match
More of the
my
high
American
definition.
line.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So it's actually very important to always, like if you know you're
That's
using a
2
7N,
levels, huh?
that is 2 levels, yes. And I didn't realize that.
Yeah, true integrity and my high definition are 2 levels.
Yeah.
Darker.
Darker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 2
Wow.
levels off.
So that's pretty amazing to me. See, y'all taught me something today. That's a good thing. I always learn. So it's always good and a smart idea to say, okay, let me get the swatch pick out just on the safe side. Let me look and let me compare these swatches right quick. So I know in my head, okay, so Tressa Colourage Translucent Gel Colors is going to be 2 levels lighter than the cream in Scruples.
I guess I'm scared because now I go, okay, they're a level 5, now I gotta take them to a level 3,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And Tressa. Which in your head is going, oh my gosh, that is a dark brown.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
that is scary.
And it is scary, but just take out your little swatch and say, oh, well, that makes me feel better. Because that would make me feel better. That would be my go-to thing.
So if I normally am a level 5 on True Integrity,
Mhm.
I need to go down to a level 3.
Let's check and see.
Okay.
I'm going to pop that right back there. You're a natural level 5. Look at there.
Okay.
Shannon, we might.
Between a 3 and a
too
4.
My
close.
heart's pounding, because level 3 is just
Yeah.
scary. And then 2 parts developer to 1
To
part
1 part color.
Okay.
Yes, always. And you
Okay.
will get supreme gray
Okay.
coverage.
And then when I
Supreme.
use my high definition, which is my gel line, they're going to still be a 7.
Especially
and I'm
if
still
you're a
gonna do 2
little,
parts. I'm always
especially,
gonna do 2 parts unless I want that darker.
right, if you want more of that opaque, that you can't see through it at all, if I was doing this would be my suggestion. If it was me, and I had used this European line for this long, I would be going, oh wow, 2 levels darker, that can be a little scary. So I would always mix it 2 to 1, especially when I'm transferring here.
Okay.
Because my head would say, that's a level 3. Even though it's an American system, my head would say, that's a level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So my instinct would say 2 to 1. That way I get that translucentness in there. I get that so it won't go so flat.
Right.
Do
my
you see
clients
the
like flat.
richness in that? I don't know, the swatches make a big difference, but you know what I mean? You putting it up there and that look the rich in the color in that. And the,
That's because the level system is darker.
Because this is the
See, the
Okay,
darker
that's
you
what I
go,
It's
the
gel.
more rich
This
you
is
see.
lighter than
Right.
True Integrity.
but the okay, that's
See, this
what
is the
yeah.
American line that I'm
Okay.
going from.
Excuse me. Yes. See, this is more like
Yours.
Tressa.
Right.
Yes. So if we took a level 5, it's right on spot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a permanent American line. Yeah. You see the difference? That's why it's always smart. Just don't think a level system is a level system, because it's not.
And even with that one, if I wanted to cover gray 100%, I would have to do a double dyed pigment with 40 volume to make
No.
sure that it
20.
covered the gray. Okay.
2 to 1, 20 volume, supreme gray coverage.
What if I
Not 40.
use, let's say, I took them to a 4 and did equal parts? Would that make a 3 coverage?
If you are using this line in comparison.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're using this and you've done a level 5, then you need to go to a level 3.
Okay. So if I do equal parts with, let's say, I'm normally doing level 5 with them, but with Tressa I'm going to go to a level 3. But let's say I did a level 4 with equal parts. Would that make the level 3?
It would be in between.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it would not make a level 3.
Okay. 3.5.
If you wanted a 3.5, I would do a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
Half ounce of 3 in, half ounce of 4 in. And then, because this is so rich, you know your question a while ago?
Right.
This is a 1-to-1 ratio,
Okay.
mixing.
Okay. That's
You would
why
need to adjust that to a 1-to-1 ratio.
yeah, because everybody, I know it looks more not as natural, but everybody wants it.
Those swatches
rich
are great
color.
coverage.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
If you really want to know what's going on with the swatches, that's great coverage.
Okay, this is great coverage.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a 2-to-1 gray coverage swatch book.
Okay.
That way you know it's going to cover. And that's 20 volume.
Always.
Always.
So now that you explained that to me, I can carry on with the class, because I would have been sitting here confused the whole time if I need to use 2 parts or 1 part, because playing through both lines. Now I have one
Just
box
remember,
to work off
yeah,
of.
just remember that if you want more of an opaque, a rich color,
Get my swatches
flat.
out. And I'm gonna have to retrain my brain, like we were talking about, retraining our color system.
Yeah, because that's hard. I mean, whenever you're switching color lines, it's scary anyway. It really is. It really is like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. What
She's my
the-
educator. She's been my educator.
Yeah. You know what? And it's great to have an educator in the salon.
I know.
I mean, I'm a designer for a color
Reason
company,
why I
so
came
every
here.
trend that we have, I come back and teach it. And that's just the way it is, and it's smart. Because for one, that's education hours for our state. And for two, they stay up to date on trends. So, I will say this. Tressa is also coming out for those of us who like cream, because I like cream. I like a cream color. Tressa does not have one yet. Let's face it, every color line does different things to different hair types, right? So you have to adjust with Tressa if you know that you use a cream color line and you want that flat color, just make sure you do a 1-to-1 ratio, and that's how I adjusted. But what I was going to say with that is Tressa is coming out with a Demi-Permanent cream line. in 2015. So,
Oh.
yes, which is awesome, because especially for refreshing ends, I don't like to pull permanent color through. I like to use our Irresistible, which is our deposit only color, and has a leveling agent in it, and I'll touch on that in a minute. So.
Okay, I don't want to get anybody confused, I just wanted to ask that.
Okay. So while we're on the subject of Colourage, let's just continue. All right. So we got pretty much the basis of it. I've already went through the series. We have a natural, an ash, a double ash, a gold, a beige, which I really love. How many of you like beige?
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh! Thank God. Because you know everybody's in this platinum-y stage, and
And ash gold.
oh my
right?
gosh. Well, beige is more of a pink undertone. That's it. And I'm on level 6. So that NB, that's an NB.
Oh, okay.
You see that kind of pinky undertone?
Yeah, yeah.
It almost mixes a neutral and like a gold. And then, but I mean,
A
you can
neutral
tell
and a gold?
a neutral and a
Okay.
gold. And then you throw in just a tad bit of red
Right.
to make that pink undertone. But beiges, I really wish I would have brought my main heads because I could have showed you. I got pictures I'll show y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That 10B for highlighting or all over color is amazing.
That's pretty.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
It's
So
not yellowy.
it is not.
I always end up yellow.
No. That's what I love. And I love toning with Colourage because it actually gets
I
it. Now,
know. I need a beige.
speaking, you do need a beige.
I need a beige.
We're not just beige you up today.
Okay.
Look, I got all day. Shannon's one's got to leave by 2:30.
I gotta leave by 1, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we'll be done with the important part of the class first thing in the mornings, and then the other half of the class is going to be playtime.
I'm gonna interrupt again one more
Go
time.
ahead.
Our color line, Scruples right now,
Mm-hmm.
I think it has, what is the main undertone like of the whole line? Isn't it supposed to be
I'm so
more
glad she
blue?
brought this up.
Right, they're cooler.
Okay.
Even though it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you experience with color lines when you color the hair and the client comes back? What do you experience a lot? Does it become muddy
No,
or kind of flat?
I don't have a lot of redos or anything.
Well, no, I'm just saying when they come back, do they sit in the chair and be like, oh,
what's
gosh, your
happening
hair's fading?
when it's fading?
Right.
Okay,
Like when you do a red, what does it
yeah.
usually fade
Red,
to? Like a pinky red?
yeah.
Okay. Well, the one great thing about Tressa is that every single color has a brown base. So
Oh,
for
wow.
you, this is a no guess issue.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
So when you come in and they say, I want red, but I don't want it to fade to pink, honey, this your key right here. Because I notice a lot, even with other color lines, they'll fade. Let's face it, red is the hardest color. A good color line is going to have some great reds because they're the fastest to fade, the hardest to get out, but the easiest to put in. It's the most contradictory color in the whole entire world, red. So, but with a brown base, it doesn't fade to pink. It always stays brown with a hint of red.
That's good.
That's
Very
great,
good,
yeah.
yeah.
Because what happens when you cover gray with a red? It turns pink
Yeah.
when it fades. See, with Tressa, when you cover, like if you take 100%
that.
gray hair and you put 4RM on there,
Yeah.
it still has that brown base in there, but the red mahogany, you get the accent, but it fades off.
So
to
no
brown.
neutral's gonna go into the 4RM on 100% gray?
Mm-mm. Scarlett Hudson.
That's
I will pull up a
You're
picture
gonna
of
change
Scarlett
everything for us.
I know.
Hudson. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a picture of
I'm
Scarlett
just
Hudson.
getting neutral and
Upside
gold and
down.
everything.
Yes. Scarlett Hudson is completely white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'm just gonna give you her formula. I'm talking white. White. She puts 6RR. Where's that spot look at?
Right
You wanna
here.
see the back? Pull 6RR off of that.
And that's what I used on my client the other day. And normally her color does look hollow, and it was beautiful from root to end. You're looking at it right there.
Oh.
Where's that?
Oh, right here.
Right there.
All right.
Yeah. Her formula is 6RR,
And who are we talking about?
Scarlett Hudson, the Director of Education of Tressa.
Oh,
And she adds a quarter of an ounce of 6RO
okay.
on white hair,
Oh.
20 volume.
Do that with your color line.
And no neutral, no gold in there.
Over white hair.
That is awesome.
Because I
Yes.
added a little bit of 6G to my formula the other day,
Yeah.
just because,
Well, if you
know,
feel the need,
you don't want to have redos.
you don't, yeah, but I mean, you
Trust
know
in
your client's hair too.
100%. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let's talk about this. 20 volume, I mean, 10 volume is what? One level lift, deposit, right? 20 is 2, 30, 40, so on and so forth. So just remember that, like if you're, for you, this is gonna be an eye-opener because, I don't know, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence by any means. But that's why I didn't really break out this whole entire class because these guys, they don't need it. They really don't. That color concepts book that she has for you is gonna brighten up your eyes a lot to color because it did me. Once I read it, it was like a light bulb. Ding.
I think Tressa does the best job. I've never seen any other color company come out with
Yes.
such an easy manual that really explains it so simply.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that because in school, where I went to Moultrie Technical College. Do you know we were taught by the Tressa color manual, but we didn't even use their color.
That's funny.
That's real funny. So, which
Because
is
it goes-
stupid on his part because it's cheaper.
What'd you use in school?
Redken and Clairol.
We used Matrix, didn't we?
Clairol and Matrix.
Mm.
Mhm.
And we used Matrix.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was SoColor,
So color.
SoColor and Sync, Color Sync, Redken, and Shades EQ.
Well, you know why that was? Because they were getting a huge school discount from the big companies.
Exactly.
Tressa couldn't match that.
They biologed though.
No, even though they didn't realize that a 2-to-1 ratio
Right.
would equal back down to a discount.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this. This is going to be a really good tool for you to use, especially for you coming out of school. I wish I'd had it in school.
Yes.
So I really suggest that you look over this tear pad, look over that, and it's going to be really easy. I'm fixing to go over it with you. So if everybody would look, basically what I've already said is the top half of this thing and over here. The only thing I want to go into is the law of color. And I would like to go through the 5 easy steps of formulating only because of our issues that we're having. So, Colourage level systems, these are our level systems. So 1 being the darkest, 10 being the lightest. We have blue, black, black, darkest brown, dark brown, and medium brown, which is at a level 5. So level 6 is light brown, dark brown at a 7, medium blonde, or excuse me, level 7 dark blonde, level 8 medium blonde, level 9 light blonde, and 10 very light blonde. So that'll kind of help a little bit with our level system for you, Shannon. Okay? So just keep in mind 1 being blue black, and then 10 being very light blonde.
What do you use to see what their natural level is? Are you using your ends?
Always use the
Okay,
ends,
so
always.
that's your, okay.
Yes.
Is that the same as your Liteworx swatch?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have the law of color, which you already know. You went through school, law of color. You know, we all know that color won't lift color, and that the color wheel is our friend. We love the color wheel. So, let's see. RPC chart. This is where I get a lot of people going, huh? What's RPC? Does anybody know what that stands for?
It
RPC.
says residual.
It says residual. Did you know that before you read it?
No.
No?
I
That was good.
it says, I did not.
It says. Okay, so RPC for Tressa is the residual pigment contribution, which is the underlying pigment contribution when you lift hair, right? So when we get to a certain level, like a level 5 is going to be, when you lift out to a level 5, what do you see?
Red.
Red, right. So then with Tressa, are you going to enhance the red? Are you going to neutralize the red? Or are you going to just completely get rid of it? Do you see something wrong with this? So RPC is a very important part of color formulation, which people some people just don't realize that they're doing it, but you are anyway. So let's say if I'm going to a level 10, and we lift myself up to a level 10, I'm at a level 6. So at a 10, I'm going to be what?
Pale yellow.
Pale yellow, very light blonde, right? So this RPC is going to help you determine what color to use here. And I know this is basic for you guys who have already, don't try to read too much into it because I can see you overthinking already. This is
Good.
This is basic. This is basic. This is for Erin.
Okay.
So the RPC is going to be a great tool for you to use with this color, okay? Or any color for that matter, okay? So if I'm insulting your intelligence, look at me like.
No, I just always have that bitch face. You're good.
Okay. For best results, we do have a 5-volume developer that you could use for deposit. I like to use my Irresistibles for deposit. You can make this a Demi-Permanent Color. I like Irresistibles, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes when we get done with this. So if you want same level or darker, you're going to use a level 10. If you want a shade darker or a level lighter or to cover gray, you're going to use 20 volume. 2 to 3 levels lighter, you're going to use 30 volume. 4 levels high lift, you want to use 40 volume. Okay. Timing. Superior gray coverage, 45 minutes. No gray coverage or under 50%, then we would use 30 minutes. Okay?
So 45 on your 20s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would not put this under a dryer. No heat. So like for me, when I do gray coverage, I'll apply my color, do a haircut in between, or do another color in between, and then just keep on rolling all day long, which I'm sure most of y'all do anyway.
What would happen if you took it off after 30 minutes with the 20 volume?
What do you mean?
Just
For gray coverage or
Yeah.
just for?
It wouldn't cover in 30 minutes. You have to wait 45 minutes.
Well, it depends on the hair too, and the density and the texture. So like if you have someone
Or
with
how
finer
resistant
texture hair.
someone
Exactly.
gray is.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
So,
but no heat.
no heat. No.
What happens with the heat?
What do you produce with heat when you put color under
When I
dry?
have done it, it opens the cuticle, I'm able to get it in there. I mean, I will say that yes, I use 10 volume for great coverage, but sometimes I have to put them under the dryer for it to really grab and then let them cool down for a little bit.
You won't have to do that with Colourage.
Okay.
20 volume and you're done. So honestly, think about when you put someone under the dryer with color on their hair, and you're wanting them to be like an ash.
Mhm.
And then you put them under the dryer, what happens to the ash?
I don't really use the ash under there, I just wanna make sure it's.
Right,
it
but if
doesn't-
you
I mean,
want,
I have good results, I just,
right,
you know,
your results aren't a little warm when you put them under the dryer? Like warmer than usual?
I find that with ash, I do have that problem anyway, whether they're under the dryer or not, I will have that problem. So when I saw that you have double ash,
Right, uh-huh.
that makes me very happy.
Well,
because
good.
I'm like, I'm so sick of
Good.
ash still coming out warm.
But I wouldn't put them under the dryer, because what's happening, like think of dryer heat as, it's a conductor. So when you open up a cuticle, during a lifting process, you're already pulling gold, right? Which some people think is red, but everybody sees color differently, especially our clients when they come in, they're like, oh, I see gold. Okay, I see a little red, but that's just me.
We'll just stick with the
Yeah.
warm.
So when you put them under the dryer, it creates a warm tonality, even if you're using straight ash colors. So personal preference, I wouldn't put them under the dryer at all.
Here's another thing, I've heard from other people, big time platform artists actually tell their clients or their students that if you have an ammonia based color and you're putting them under the dryer, that's not a good thing health wise,
It's not.
because you're opening up the pores in their scalp and everything,
And
and the ammonias and the chemicals go into their system. And I mean, for years, many companies actually told you do not put it under the dryer, but the reason why they have in recent years is because other companies have done it, and they're just trying to keep up, you know. And
Right. I don't, however, that's like adding the drops to make your color process faster. I'm not, follow directions. I'm a directions kind of guy. So,
Okay.
okay. That's pretty much it as far as Colourage.